was about 14, and it was my freshman year. I tried to be What are you saying? That wasn't even a word. I tried to be optimistic about my first year of high school. I went there for like a month or two, and then I started missing school like crazy. I was missing so much school, it was getting to the point to where my teacher was like, "You still go here? Girl, I thought you transferred. Can one of y'all find this girl a new seat? I thought she transferred too. She ain't been here in weeks." Anyway, the reason why I hadn't been to school is because I was sick. Like, I ain't never felt this bad in life. At first, I was like, maybe it's my allergies because I could sneeze all day long, all week long, until I started getting the chills and coughing randomly. I felt like garbage, okay? I had headaches. I kept having on and off fevers. I tried to toughen it up and go back to school, and one of my teachers was like, "No, you are unwell and you need to go back home." When I got sick when I was younger, I had a doctor at home. Called my mom, and she didn't play. You wasn't gonna get her sick. So she had me on medicine around the clock. We thought it was a regular flu, so I didn't go to the doctor for a couple weeks. In the middle of the night, my fever was at an all-time high, so my mom was like, "It's time for you to go." I did not want to go to the hospital. I don't like hospitals. They want you to pay a copay, and you gotta sit with other sick people. But we went to the hospital, and I went in the waiting room. I felt disgusting. Just cold, hot, pain. I sit down and let my mom go to the counter. Tell me why this old dude was like... And I'm not laughing at the old man. I'm laughing because the nurses even was looking like, I know I'm sick, but I'm looking like, "Are you okay, sir? He needs some Robitussin. Call the ambulance." I thought God was coming for him, okay? Take me to the king. So the nurse called me in for questioning. And the reason why I call it questioning, because it seemed like she was trying to take my life instead of saving it. Now, miss, did you ever take your inhaler? No. So you didn't take your inhaler. Why wouldn't you do that? Now, mind you, I was 14, right? I just told this lady I didn't take the darn inhaler, so why is she still asking me about it? You know, some of these higher ups start power tripping. I didn't have shortness of breath. I had allergy and flu symptoms. I wasn't wheezing. My chest wasn't heavy. I only take my inhaler in case of an emergency, and I didn't feel like I needed it. She could have explained it politely, but you know what? I think she was having a rough night, because I would probably be stressed if I had to hear. Now, if I wanted to be petty, I could have coughed on her. But I was raised better than that. Because they didn't really know what my sickness was, I had to sit around with a mask on. So I'm in the corner looking at everybody like... So while I'm over here looking like I'm about to pay hospitals in exchange for healthcare, I see somebody in a varsity jacket from my class. I was like... He never saw me, okay? Luckily for me, the nurse decided to put me and my mom in another room. A private room. I felt fancy. Well, actually, I felt like I was gonna die because they were trying to separate me from all the healthy looking people, and I didn't appreciate that, but I felt fancy. Eventually, I was seen by a nurse, and we went and I got a room. They put me on a little pulse oximeter machine, and you know, me being the immature person that I was at the time, I was playing with the machine. I held my breath and like, dead. Dead. But my nurse was an Asian guy. He left and told my mom and I he was coming back. He came back and he said, "Have you guys been seen already?" My mom was like, "What do you mean? We just saw you." And he said, "No, you didn't." Now, either my flu was taking me to the king, or I was tripping because I know that was the same guy. Then my nurse came back and said, "I'm back." I don't think all Asians look alike. I think it was a late shift for him. He just wanted to mess around with some hospital patients because that was the same freaking guy, okay? So I was seen by the doctor. He did all his stuff. He had to give me a test, swab my mouth, and I waited and waited. My doctor came back in and looked at me and told me, "Aren't you a trooper?" The heck is that supposed to mean? Tell me why the doctor told me I was passing the H1N1 virus. So you trying to tell me that I got the swine flu? You don't understand. Everybody was making fun of people with swine flu. And I said, I ain't gonna do it because I don't want no karma. And I'm the only one that caught it. Ain't that some garbage? So my doctor gave me some medicine. I can't remember what the name of one of them was, but the other one was Tamiflu, I think. It was like 6 years ago. I don't remember. So I ended up leaving the hospital. Mind you, it's 7 a.m. We got there at 8 p.m. And I lived happily ever after. Until I took the darn medicine. Mind you, it was around Christmas time. We had this big Christmas tree in my living room. I was sitting down. I had my medicine. I was watching TV. I looked at that tree. Tell me why it was a bunny under my tree. I said, "Mama, it's a bunny. It's a bunny under that tree." My mom looked at me like, "Is there a magic monkey underneath there too?" I'm like, my mama trying to play me right now. Y'all, that medicine had me seeing bunnies. I'm talking about crip bunnies. These bunnies was running so fast. I thought the tree was walking. I saw dancing mice. No, you have to understand my struggle. Do you see that dog right there? You see it, right? You see it. We all see it. That's what I saw. This is what everybody else saw. That's what I didn't see, okay? Ain't that jacked up? See, life has a way of just making you look crazy, don't it? I was so freaked out, I was standing on top of a chair for at least an hour. Y'all, I was done. Getting sick put me so far behind. I was like, just send me to a homeschool. I wasn't getting sick again. My mama made fun of me for weeks. I went to a homeschool and I never looked back. I remember the next week, after I started feeling better and I stopped taking the medicine, my mom was like, Tia, what? Look at that rabbit, look at... Girl, I'm playing with you, sit down.